A Colorful World the movie, Miku Who Can't Sing is a new anime film that limitedly released a few days ago, and I think at this point is unfortunately out of theaters now. I'm sorry that this review is late and probably pointless, but still, with me wanting to review every new release as possible, I figure I still talk about it. Shibuya teen musical Ichika meets Hatsune Miku after hearing her song in a store. The pair work together to help Miku forge emotional connection through music. In terms of my history with the character of Hatsune Miku, it is very little. I do recognize this character from a lot of stuff. I mean, as someone who really loves watching anime, I think you are bound to at least come across Miku at some point in your life, you know? And I heard a bit of her music, know that it's a Vocaloid, like a manufactured character, and I thought, okay, that's pretty cool, that's decent. Not my kind of thing, but oh well. I didn't mind her existence or her music, I just never really got into it. That was it. But I respect a lot of the things that came out from that character in terms of the impact that she has, and it's always fun to see people go crazy in concerts over this character. And I also figured that at some point there will be a movie about her. Like, she appeared in some anime, but I never saw her get her own anime adaptation of sorts, really, that's like a television full series or a movie at that, and now we're finally getting one. Like, I think this character is over a decade old, and it's always like a bit weird for me to just think that a character like this, that's this popular, is now getting a film. You would think that they would do something like this way earlier on. And so I decided to go check this movie out because I was in the mood to watch something at the theater at the time, and I wanted to catch as many releases as possible. I'm going to see Sinners pretty soon, and I heard Job's pretty good, and I figured I'd get this one out of the way before it leaves theaters. And coming out of the film, I think it's decent. I think for what it is, the audience is aiming for, the tone, the characters, it's a pretty decent little film that has a nice message about music having the power to bring together a whole bunch of people or uplifting you at some of your lowest moments, and having these groups of characters trying to figure out a song that's able to connect to a broad audience because one character wants to be able to do that same thing, to be able to impact people in a positive way. I like that message, and I think it was pretty well explored here. The animation is also really good. It did start off pretty standard, I will say, like your standard way of animating anime, and it does that throughout the majority of this movie. It's just that it's very fluent, it is very well put together, the details and the backgrounds are great, but they really go hard on the musical segments near the end, and I think that's where the animation really stuck out to me in a really positive manner. It's very vibrant, very stylistic, and there's an energy here that the rest of the film just did not really have. I think that's mainly due to the story being pretty predictable for me, and I knew where the characters are going to go. I honestly seen so many movies at this point where I could just pinpoint certain character moments and tropes that are going to happen, and they do. And not like they're badly executed. I just wasn't surprised or tensed up at a certain moment, like if the characters feel like something is wrong and they gotta go fix it. I mean, there are moments like that, especially one in the middle of the film where everything changes for the characters and Hatsune Miku. But I think my biggest thing that I can take away as a negative is that there are just too many characters, in my opinion. They're divided into groups, and none of them feel like have that one individual character that I can really look back at and think that is a really compelling compelling character. Apart from Hatsune Miku, everyone else is like filler characters just moving the plot along and don't have much character to themselves, apart from like the Vocaloids who have bright personalities and purposely don't have the most character development. We're focusing on a bunch of these school kids that are trying to make some music, and it does get a bit tiresome and you're just waiting for the plot to go back to who you really want to see in the film. And I think the movie would have been a lot better if it was just the Vocaloids all throughout. I didn't really care much about all these other school kids. I mean, maybe have some of them play a small role, but really tone down the amount of characters. Like, take some of them out. Some of them I even don't know what they look like. I mean, they're not even on the in the freaking poster, as I might add. I just think that there are just too many characters, too much like people that are trying to like fight for screen time, and it does get a bit jumbled at times whenever the movie focuses on these school kids, and I had no idea which one is supposed to be our main protagonist. And the closest that we get is this bluish black haired girl that first sees Miku in the store, and I think that's the closest to a main character apart from Miku. But yeah, I just feel like character wise this film just did a poor job apart from Hatsune Miku herself, which I think they did pretty well and is by far the only character in the film I genuinely cared about. Though if they screwed that up, it'd be worse, because this movie's titled and is about her. So that's the one character you can't screw up, and I think the filmmakers did a good job at making Miku a very likable presence here and having her grow and learning how to be able to make impactful music that can bring a positive impact. And yeah, overall I just enjoyed her character. She's like the only character that I really liked in this film. But yeah, I think if you're a Hatsune Miku fan, I think you would really enjoy watching this and watching the music, and I think the message of the film is really good. And if you are not into Hatsune Miku or this kind of genre of film at all, or anime, might want to watch something else. For me, it was alright. It was a fun one-time viewing experience. I don't think I will watch it again unless there are kids that really want to watch it, and I wouldn't mind playing it for them. It's a really harmless movie with a positive message, and I did find myself having a decent time with it. I'm going to give A Colorful World, a Miku Who Can't Sing, a B-. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys next time.